Hey friends, we are back at iamdeveloper.live. My name is Nick Taylor, your host, and today I'm hanging out with Ben Holmes from the Astro team. How you doing today, Ben?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. A little tired, like we were saying before the stream. It's for both of us. It's kind of end of year. I'm still full of energy, but there's something in my body that just knows that December 31st is closing in. So it's like I can feel my body slowly turning into a boneless chicken as it's just wants to relax. So-
December Fridays are just, I only want carbs, a blanket, some tea. That's all I want.
yeah,
I'm up,
yeah, no, no.
up in the Northeast, so yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm East Coast as well. I'm Montreal, so yeah, East Coast
Mm,
representing today, I guess. Yeah, no, it's
nice.
not a ton of snow here. There was before, but I find it actually feels colder when it's not as cold, but it's because it's very humid here, so the dampness just makes you feel
Yeah,
colder. And but yeah, nothing a blanket and a warm beverage can't solve though. Cool,
exactly.
cool. All right, yeah. So for folks that might not know who you are, Ben, I'm gonna drop a few links. But if you just want to maybe let folks know who you are, I'm I think a bunch of people are familiar with who you are, but you never know.
I'm not very well known, but hey, I am Ben. I am a core maintainer slash software developer over at Astro, which is a framework that builds very performant websites. And outside of that, you'll find me around Twitter, Discord, and other places teaching you with my whiteboard, which is actually put up back there. I didn't get to draw something on it for the stream, but it's usually my MO. So if you ever see a guy with a whiteboard, it might be me.
Yeah, no, no, and I gotta say, like, just on personal, I love the whiteboard tweets that you throw out there. I linked to the website that's got a bunch of them linked there, but it's one they're just fun to watch because you clearly do a bit of stop animation of somewhat with the whiteboard, but it's also like very useful information, and I like that it's bite sized, you know what I mean? And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. It depends on the day, but like a lot of times, like I've been consuming a lot of short form, just video content lately. Like I do read blog posts and stuff, but I've noticed like if when I go for walks in the evening now, I sometimes I'll just use the I forget what the feature is called, but like on your browser when it can read the web page to you, it's an accessibility feature.
Oh yeah.
So
On your
sometimes if I'm
phone?
just like,
I never use that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
cool.
Well, I'm using. I'm sure it's available on the other browsers too, but I'm using Microsoft Edge on my mobile,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, no, it's just pretty handy because I'm just like I'm not gonna walk with my phone out reading a blog post, and it's just a
Right.
kind of nice way to listen to it. Hey, hey, Tows, how you doing, man? I'm never sure what Tows's real name is. I don't know if it's Tows or if that's their last name or not, but it's
Oh
just
my
Tows, I
god.
guess.
I'm forgetting. I should know actually. I'm
Ah,
sorry about
Tony.
that.
Okay.
But,
Oh, Tony
yes.
Alves. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well, it's just funny sometimes because like looking at people's handles, sometimes you're like, who's Grim Monster 39, But like that's a
Yep.
little tougher. But when you got a bit of a name in there, it's a little helpful. Cool, cool. Yeah. So you're like you said, you're on the core Astro team there, and we're gonna dive into some Astro today. The I've done very little Astro. I kind of know
Mm.
roughly how it works, I did a stream with AJC Web Dev Anthony there a while ago. We were talking about SSR, server side rendering, sorry, and we just happened to use Astro in that scenario, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know too much about Astro aside from, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's kind of like bring your favorite framework within Astro. Like, so it kind of makes me wonder, like, what is Astro classified as? Like I feel like it is a framework, but if you're bringing a framework in a framework, is it? I don't know. I'm just kind of curious on your
Yeah,
thoughts on
it's
that.
like, is it a meta framework? What's going on?
Yeah.
I call it an unframework just for fun, just to see what the reaction will be.
Okay.
because it has no opinion about which framework you bring to the party. The only thing it's going
Yeah.
to help you with is like, how do you set up routing? How do I deploy it to whatever host I'm trying to deploy to?
Yeah.
And how do I server render and client render whatever thing that I'm bringing?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and
Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, and you brought up something interesting. I hadn't taken into account routing. So what's the story with routing and Astro? Because like I know like for example like Remix, which uses a lot of the fundamentals of what React Router was. You know, I know Solid has its own thing. There's TanStack Router. There's like all kinds of routing solutions.
hmm
So is it really
yeah,
your choices on the framework you choose is what defines the routing, or is there something in Astro itself?
right. So the way Astro works with routing is it's what's called a multi-page app, which is another word for it's a bunch of HTML files. If you're doing a static
Yeah.
build, so every route you are able to do like both a simple route where you make an entry in your pages folder and that becomes a live route on your site. And you can also do dynamic routes. So if you wanted to say
Okay.
bracket slug, you want to generate a bunch of paths from that. You want to dot 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 slug and make like a server handler that handles all
Okay.
requests that are coming to some base route. You can do that as well. But if
Oh,
you want
okay.
to do like client side routing and other magic like that, that's when you might even do like a wildcard route and then hand off that whole experience to TanStack router or some other routing system. We
Okay.
have been talking about like, should there be more client side routing and interactivity? That's a discussion that is growing. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, since we focus on marketing and content sites for the most part,
Yeah.
the need for having a client side router is actually lessened because all it does is increase your JavaScript bundle size and it doesn't really give you much better performance for the types of content that you're putting out on the web. So in order to
Yeah.
tackle like the marketing, blog, and documentation use cases, we've stuck with just simple multi-page apps. A route is a file or an endpoint, however you've set it up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. You know, and like, I mean, the client side routing is really progressive enhancement, anyways,
Yeah.
which kind of translates to nice to have. But obviously, it is a nice experience when you kind of get that pseudo, because when you get that client side routing, it gives you that kind of pseudo spa feel, even though you're kind of SSR, or it kind of gets all mixed up. Honestly, like once you hit that, you know,
Yeah.
it's
What is a spa really? And
yeah.
then there's a lot of definitions for it for sure. And also the data fetching patterns that brings. But yeah,
Yeah.
we've kept it as simple as possible so that the baseline is no JavaScript added to the experience. And then you bring your own framework for everything up to routing.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, Tony, as we now know he's called, is asking, are there any example repos showing all the options of routing in Astro, or yeah, I guess I don't know if directly in the Astro org, or maybe just a separate repo, or
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you mean by like the types of routing that you're looking for. Because like multi-page routing, that's in every starter that we have pretty much showing off how to do simple and dynamic routes. But if you're
okay,
specifically like, no, it's got to be a client-side router, that's what I'm looking for. We actually don't have any examples in core of how that works. People have been
okay,
sort of feeling that out.
yeah,
And there are examples from like using something called swap or turbo links to
yeah,
sort of smart figure out which things to hot swap on the page, which is good for some cases and limiting for others.
hmm,
And the other example of like, I just do a wildcard route and hand off to some other like client side router. That's something that I've been exploring personally. I do have like
yeah,
one project total that used solid router as like
okay,
just a checkout experience. And then I left the rest as having no client side router. And it was a really
okay,
nice way to have like a super fast loading homepage and then load the client side router only for the thing that benefited from having that client side interactivity. So I
yeah,
can show that off if we want to get really spicy. It's pretty
yeah,
easy to
yeah,
set up with solid, but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot there.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have time. We can take a peek at that. But yeah, to your point about like the turbo links, like because I used to work at Dev 2 and just like
Oh,
TLDR, the
right.
tech
Yeah.
stack. Yeah, so
It's
Dev
Ruby.
2 is it's a Rails monolith. We were using Preact in the front end, bespoke islands is what I called it, but
Sure.
we also used TurboLink like architecture in the front, so prefetching stuff, and then there's a lot of things that go into making dev 2 fast. There's like, it's heavily cached on the server side, like with Fastly and stuff. But once you hit the client side, we only, again, it's like, because there's no actual front end framework, all the optimizations were really bespoke. So it's like, I would only load things if we actually needed it. I did a lot of dynamic imports for some things, and then the turbo links, we didn't have a bespoke solution because turbo links are in Rails, but we were using the name's escaping me, but there's this third-party library that we were using, and then we tweaked it a bit. But it definitely adds to the snappiness of it. It's kind of nice not seeing the page refresh, but it's honestly not a deal breaker like you're saying, and it really depends on the app or the site you're running, and what's Anthony saying in there? Yeah, he's saying better performance on page transitions on a slow network, though. Yeah, that's true. Again, it's a progressive enhancement, though, Anthony, and like but
yeah. So to answer like the slow network problem, it's it depends on how much things that you have to generate on the server in order to show something to the client, because like the browser is smart enough to cache any resources that are reused from the page you're on to the page you're going to. And the only bottleneck really is like, how much work does the server have to do to get the whole page? And if the answer is, well, it has to render out the layout and the stock ticker and all these other things top to bottom just to get the footnote, it's like, okay, that is a lot of extra server work, and it will slow down the response time that you get. But if you break it down into like fragments, like this is getting super into like the future of what we've been talking about with like, what could Astro do? How could we help with this? It's like, could it break it down to chunks where instead of rendering every layout all the way down on every request, you're just rendering the individual part that changed, and then you don't do any of the other work. So that way the server's quicker, the client gets a smaller payload, and you can hot swap it on the page faster. I will say, like, there are benefits beyond progressive enhancement to doing client-side stuff. It just depends on how optimized the framework is around that story. And I won't promise anything or any future approaches. These are all just like recognizing what does get you better performance. And now it's a question of how is Astro going to get you there, which could be answered like well into, the releases ahead, whatever we decide to do.
Yeah. I heard the word promise in Astro, so I'm just going to assume it's happening. No, but
I don't know when that promise is going to resolve. How about that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll see.
Oh yeah. Hey. Awaiting that. Yeah. Sorry.
We are awaiting.
Yes.
It's like the suspense jokes.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Hey Toma, how you doing today? Yeah. No. That's kind of. It's funny. I've been like, we were talking briefly before the stream. I'm working on finishing up work for Edge support in Remix, and so I've been working more on that than actually using Remix. But the little bit I've used Remix, like for actually building something, they're doing a similar thing to what you're mentioning, right? Like, so like I know they have nested routing and stuff, but they'll only get certain parts of the page if they need to as well, if they can, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Neat. Yeah. Anthony's saying Ben is officially elected Duke of Astro and can proclaim anything he wants. Okay.
I have no unilateral power. I'm sorry.
Right. Okay.
We're building it.
Cool. Yeah. So I like the clickbaity title you gave for me today. Edge render anything with Astro. So should we attempt to render anything on the edge with Astro?
Let's go to the edge.
All right. Let's do it. Cool.
Of glorious CDNs.
Cool. So I'll just drop a link to Astro for folks that may have never seen Astro. There's the site, you can go check it out. There's links to the repo, the Discord, lots of activity in the Discord there, and give them a follow on Twitter as well as the Toot site, aka Mastodon. So and also I just want to give Ben one shout out for his whiteboard the web. So if you haven't checked that out yet, check that out. That's www.dev. For the folks that joined a little later, I was saying before, I really like what he's doing with this. It's really short form content with really good knowledge nuggets. Like I was listening to the one about cache headers a few weeks ago or maybe a month ago and stuff. All the stuff that's in the platform, but it's nice getting these refreshers or for folks who might have not been aware of those things. So just cool that you're doing that. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I guess if we get started, so we're gonna npx something or npm init something.
Yeah, sure. And also, did music start playing for you? It's fine. I just noticed it. I was like, well, I don't know where that's coming from. I'll just ignore it.
What's it sound like?
I think that's on my end.
Okay.
Whatever. It's good music. So if we want to get started with that. Yeah.
I know, sorry.
If we want to get started with Astro, you can run the thing. Oh, we keep talking over each other. What was that?
No. I was confused about the music because I have Spotify playing, but it's not going over the stream. I always have music low in my ears, so I was like, oh shit, am I? Because then I'm like, if I'm streaming trademark content, I'm going to be like, yeah, this stream cannot go up on YouTube. So, anyways, hey, thanks for the raid, James.
Oh,
nice to see everybody.
I just figured out what it is. In Fig Jam, there's actually a media player and a stopwatch. So my team was messing with something on Figma and started a lo-fi jam timer.
Oh, okay.
It's funny how many things they pack into Figma now. It's crazy.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Now that we've discovered the mystery that is the music, so if we want to get started with Astro, whether we're deploying to the edge or whatever, what's the best place to get started?
Yeah. So the best place is to use the Astro command. So I don't know if do you use pnpm, do you use yarn?
It depends on the project, but I'm pretty sure I have pnpm installed, and it does work on Netlify now, as far as I know, because I've tested on a few things.
Oh, yeah, that's a separate thing. I'm glad that's a thing now, because I know it was really frustrating to do it before.
Lots of folks were asking for it, so I'm glad we got it in finally. But yeah, we can just YOLO all around and go pnpm style if you want.
Let's do it, just to make it faster. Pnpm create, and then space Astro at latest, just to be safe.
Yeah.
And that will get us a little wizard in a moment. And you should see our little Houston bot welcoming you.
Hey, Houston.
I love how much whimsy we're throwing into CLI now. Houston's like his own little mascot with stickers in our Discord. But you can call it whatever you want. It generates a name for you, but we can say like going to the edge or something like that.
Okay. All right. I'm going to call it, going to the edge. Sure. All this pressure to type in front of people. I'm not a fast typer.
I feel it.
Okay. So we got some sensible options here. So for what we're doing, should we do empty or a few best practices?
A few best practices is good. Should get us something on the page, show us how styles work. Cool. Then you'll get a little rocket flying by, and you can install with whatever installer that you're using. Here it should be pnpm.
Yeah. Cool.
I love the randomized llama. Is that new on the stream overlay?
I started doing that in May maybe, because like I was saying, last time we streamed together was when I was working at Dev2, so I kind of started up my own stream again because I really neglected it, and I just started adding just silly things. So one of the things is and you can do it yourself too, or I think you have to be a subscriber. I can't remember, but you can do alpaca hide, and then he just goes down, and then I'm not a designer, so I basically blew up the font size of several emojis, and I just kind of rotated them on the head and stuff. So
I can't tell. But yeah, I didn't know it was an alpaca. I'm not cultured enough to know the difference. I know they're very similar. There's a little controversy there.
Well, it's kind of funny. I'll just click yes. Would you like to initialize the repository? Strict or strictest? That's for TypeScript. I'm pretty comfortable in TypeScript.
Just go strict.
You want to go? Okay.
Yeah, that should do it.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. So you can jump in there.
Okay, cool. So let's just open this up. Going to the edge. I'm just open it up in this VS Code here. Cool. All right. So yeah, I guess before we get started, could we talk a bit of the folder structure looks pretty standard, but I don't know if there's anything you want to walk through in there just for folks that might be new to Astro.
Yeah. So the directory structure mirrors a lot of other frameworks out there. Next.js is the one I like to use if you're coming from that world, where
Okay.
you have your public folder at the top, and that's going to be all your static assets, things that don't need to run through a bundler, like your favicon, like your robots.txt. And then your source folder is where most of the action is. So that's going to have any folder structure that you want. Components and layouts are a common structure, but you can name them whatever you want. The only special folder is pages, which will contain all of the routes on your site. So we have an index page, and that will just become our home page. And we can add dynamic routes and other magic stuff as well. But this is just showing off, here's how you import some components and put them on your homepage.
Okay, cool. And I know there's a .astro file format, which we're looking at right now.
Yep.
Can you explain that a bit? I saw it briefly when I was streaming with Anthony. A lot of stuff looks pretty straightforward, but because it just kind of ties into, like we were saying at the beginning, you can bring in your own framework like Preact or React or Vue or whatever. So how does that play nice with .astro files?
Yeah, so it is like its own syntax in a way. It is like JSX. So if you're used to doing like ternaries in order to show and hide things, you're doing .map in order to render an array of things. All of that is supported. But the rest of this is going to feel more like HTML, I guess. Class instead of class name. We love that. Yeah. You also have some directives to choose when to load JavaScript for components, which we'll probably get to, as well as directives to like render to HTML. Instead of saying dangerously render to HTML, fancy thing, you can just say HTML equals this, because it's not dangerous. This is going to be a server only template. So you're able to like pull markup from anywhere and just plop it in and not worry about shipping client-side stuff.
Gotcha.
But yeah. The rest of it should feel fairly familiar with like component structure, like uppercase for components. You import at the top, and then you can use them inside of here.
Okay, cool. And so, yeah, no, it's definitely like you can write HTML in here, like you said. Is because you have uppercase components in here, does that mean you're supporting JSX automatically in .astro files? Is that what's going on, or?
Yeah, anything that you would do in JSX will work in an Astro file. So like map, if statements. If you need to do like a function inline to do a bunch of logic, you can do that too. And also like the curlies in order to like insert a variable value or something like that. All of it should work.
Cool. And can you use, I know it's not React, but can you use stuff like fragments, or is that specific to only React if you pull that in, or?
Yeah. So one nice thing is you don't need to like wrap the whole page in a fragment if you're returning like a bunch of HTML side by side. So you don't have to think about that. But if you do need a fragment, we do support it with like a built-in fragment component. So you can say like uppercase fragment, and you can even use set HTML with that. So if you wanted to like, you know, render HTML, but you don't want a wrapper div that does nothing, you can actually avoid that in Astro. So it's a fragment that does more things if you ever need to reach for it, but it's still very JSX-y.
Okay, cool. And like you said, if you don't need it, then like I probably wouldn't use it, because if you can just write, you know, without having a root HTML or a component, because like I guess this comes into, we don't need to get into today, but because I'm sure it's a whole topic on itself, but the compiler that parses this file will just know like the imports are in the gray matter section, I guess, and then it just knows the rest is HTML, so it doesn't care that it's not having a root element. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. And in terms of styling, so like would you, we do have style, sorry. So is this style here scoped, or is it not scoped by default, or
It is scoped by default, and you can use a is::global directive on the style tag if you wanted to make it a bunch of global styles. But yeah, by default, we know everything that's in there. If you've used like Svelte or Vue, it is the exact same approach to scope styles.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I've done bit of Svelte with Brittany Postma and Vue
Nice.
with a friend, and yeah, I think that's one thing. Like even in this .astro file, that's one thing that I think is already making this more approachable to me. Is like it's the same thing when I looked at a Svelte file. It's like I didn't need to know a framework. I'm just like just start writing HTML styling, and like obviously there's more to learn about the framework, but you know like you could. It was I was able to be up and running pretty quick just with my existing web tech knowledge, you know. So
Yeah.
okay,
No,
cool.
I totally
Okay,
agree.
all right. So we've got the main file here. So this is the main page. So like if we're to start this up, I'm just gonna initialize it with Netlify because I hear it's not too bad. Um,
Hope not.
let's see. Let's create the site manually. Sure. Da, da, da.
Nice.
Edgy with Ben. Cool. All right. All right. So now we can just get up and running to start the dev server. I'm assuming there's one, right? Okay.
Yeah, I think Nettle Dev should do it.
Yeah.
Is that how y'all say it? Just say Nettle.
Yeah. I say NTL, but they say Nettle because Phil Hawksworth, who's on the DX team or
Yep.
DXC team, he drinks Nettle tea, and apparently in the UK there's something called Nettle
Exactly.
beer. So
I heard like the remotely interesting episode, and I was like,
okay,
oh my
you heard
God,
the same one.
I'm calling it Nettle now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've never had Nettle beer. I've definitely drank all
I
kinds
don't
of
know
beers.
what it is. Yeah.
I'm gonna assume it's probably doesn't taste great, but I could be wrong. Okay, so we're just up and running. We've got the .astro, which loads the page here. So I guess, you know, this gets us up and running, but if we want to start kind of building something out, I guess this defaults to the slash route. That's all that's happening right now.
Yep. Yeah, it's just going to default to the homepage. Nothing too special. And the rest is
Okay.
just server rendered HTML and CSS. That's all we're looking at.
Cool. I'm just gonna close my terminal for a bit. Okay, so I guess where do you want to go from here? Like, should we create another page, which I imagine would be a route of some sort?
Sure. Yeah, the example that I go to that we can do is making a dynamic route that'll render any photo from the NASA API that we want, and then we can throw it on the edge.
Yeah, let's do that. Sure. Okay, so for adding a route, is there a routes folder I need to create, or do I just go straight in the pages?
Yeah.
Or
pages is routes. It's been different conventions for everyone. Now Next.js has app. Like we have more standards, not less.
Yeah,
there's some XKCD meme.
Okay,
but yeah.
Okay. So if we're gonna pull in stuff, we're gonna be pulling it in for a particular photo ID, I imagine. So do we just use like is the syntax like this, or like in Next.js, or is it some? Oh, it is. Okay, that's kind of nice because the familiar I can't say it. The familiarity of the existing page routing. So that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, and I was actually thinking this could be a .astro to like render the HTML as well. But I can call out, like, you can totally use JS and write like a server endpoint handler. But if you make it .astro, you can also return HTML from that endpoint.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. Okay, so we're going to need to, I guess, I guess we can build this out without, do you know what, I'm assuming you know what the NASA endpoint, it sounds like you've done it a few times.
I've done it a couple times. It's like my battle test to try other meta frameworks. I've been going through like the gauntlet of all of them. But it's pretty easy to like whip up. You will need an API key, but the demo key might get us through to the end of the stream if you want to try. I can go pull up the docs and send it in the chat if that's helpful.
Yeah, sure. And
here we go.
Folks...
Browse APIs. And I don't think they have a link to the API we want. Yeah, they don't have any hyperlinks on this page.
Okay.
Government websites. But this should be good enough. Oh, wait, there is one. I can just copy it out of the source.
Okay, cool.
Okay, sending that over. I've lost my screen. Oh, that's so weird. I can't. It's a white page now that I go back to the tab. I'm using Arc browser, so I
Oh,
think
I'm in
I've
Arc
been
too.
ambitious.
Yeah.
I
I've seen
know.
that happen. I've seen that happen a few. I mean, it's still in preview, invite only mode. I see that happen sometimes. There's like a delay, or sometimes I have to refresh the page.
Ooh, if I refresh, am I gonna leave? I
Oh
can
yeah, no,
refresh.
that you might leave, yeah, but you'll pop
Oh
back, I
no.
believe.
All right. Give me a
Well,
moment. We're
whatever.
gonna see.
Well, yeah. All right, Ben will be back shortly. He got Thanos temporarily, so you're stuck with just me for the moment. Um, yeah, for folks who are yeah, exactly, YOLO. Let's hope he reappears in the blip. 5 years have gone by. Ben will return. Um, but yeah, for folks who are curious, if you're wondering what I'm using, I use Video Ninja, so that's what I use to do the streaming, have guests on. It's I find it pretty useful. There's a bit of configuration. There's Ben. He's back. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh, now I can't hear. Okay.
Okay. Blink twice if you're okay. Okay.
Did I lose audio permission? Perhaps.
I can hear you okay.
Could be audio devices. Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yep.
right, Mr. Fry. Okay.
There we go. Okay. It was
Okay,
using
cool.
my microphone as an input, even though I never want
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Full circle.
All right,
I took
cool.
a risk,
It's all good.
but yep. I'm almost
Yeah.
afraid to leave this tab. If you just want to Google NASA API,
It's all good.
APOD, it should take you
It's all
there.
good. Yeah, no worries. NASA API.
Yeah. I love the browser, so I don't want to stop using it, but
Yeah,
this stuff
no,
happens.
I'm a big fan of it, and actually, if folks want in the chat, if anybody wants to try out the Arc browser, I do have 5 invites at the moment. I get 5 a week, I believe. Well, I'm okay. So we want to browse
5 a
the APIs,
week.
you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Okay.
first one should be good. This will just give us a photo. And
Okay.
what I like to do is use that date query param where the ID that's coming in is the date. And then we just request that timestamp and just get a photo for that date that we're looking at. So
cool. All right. So
that should
I'll
be
just grab
good.
this. And okay, so I'll use the demo key like we said, and if I do need to get a key at some point, no biggie. All right, so since I'm in an Astro file, I guess all my JavaScript is in the dash is up top, or is that just for
Yes.
imports? Okay.
That is for everything. So this will be server JavaScript only. Kind of like get server-side props. Like there's so many comparisons. React server components, they're kind of similar conceptually.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. All right, so there, let's just put that. All right, cool. I'm sure Copilot's going to say a few things, but all right. Okay, so we got that, and you said it's going to grab a random photo for today. Is that what it's going to do?
I think that grabs today's photo. Yeah, if you don't pass a date, it'll just get today's. So let's do that to test.
Cool. I will.
And
let
that
Copilot
looks all right.
Yeah, exactly.
That looks very all right.
Yeah, Copilot in the house. Oh yeah, sorry,
Sure.
Tony in the chat. Yeah, Arc browser's only Mac right now, but they're actually working on the Windows version. I don't know when that's going to be released, but there's actually I don't have the link to it, but if you just Google the Syntax FM podcast, they interviewed one of the people that works on the browser, and they were talking about it. Yeah, but it's
nice.
Yeah, I mean, building a browser is no small feat, so
yeah. And I'm actually realizing this is probably more complexity than we need. Just take lines 5 and 6 and delete the rest.
Okay. I'll just keep my constant though. Oh. Okay, I don't even need to do the function, right?
Nope, you don't need the function. Top level wait works fine. So that would just give you a photo.
Okay, cool. So we got data in the photo, or I'll just give it a better name, but let's do that. Oh, whoops. Oh, that's really nice. The Astro files support the refactoring tools. Very cool.
Oh yeah, our language tools have been built for a while. Shout out
Okay,
to
okay,
Erica, who's been heading that up for like a year now. It feels like
okay.
we finally got like all the features we wanted out of it.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. So we're grabbing a photo. So we're hitting the page. It just grabs the photo right away, and now we just need to render that image, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So this will give you a bunch of data, and you might want a console log to know what it is. I believe
Haha.
like photo.hd URL would give
Okay.
us like an image source, and the rest of it's like a title, description,
Okay.
other info. If you wanted to make like a figure with a fig caption.
Okay. Yeah, we can see what that gives. So I'm gonna hit pages slash any. And a quick question about this. It's got ID there, but this is that's not type checked, right? Like I can put literally anything there, right? It's not a number. It's
Yeah. Yeah, it
okay.
could be, well, it will be a string when it's parsed out. But
Yeah.
another thing, by the way, since you're in static build mode, it is
Yeah.
going to ask that you have get static paths so that it knows all the paths to generate. So
Okay.
let's just flip over to server mode right away so that we
Okay.
don't have to do any of that.
Okay.
Because there's
So to
unlimited photos. You can't generate, 10 million NASA photos. You just need to do it on request.
okay. All right. So how do we open the buffet then for SSR?
Yeah. Well, the easiest way, since we already know we're deploying, is just run
Yeah.
astro add netlify in same
Okay.
terminal, different terminal, wherever.
Okay. And I can just do I do PNPM or just Astro right away? It'll be available.
I think astro add netlify will work. If you run
Uh,
Windows, different story, but that'll do
yeah.
it.
Something something WSL.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Ah, I'm
that's what I thought.
wrong. Gasp. So
Uh,
you can do PNPM or PNPX.
okay, that exists. I haven't used
It
PNPM too
does.
much, so okay.
There's like new best practices every day, but that'll do.
Okay, cool. So right now this is just adding the Netlify adapter, I'm assuming, and you support
There we
multiple
go.
adapters.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was actually reinstalling Astro because PNPX, but
Okay.
that will install the Netlify
Okay.
and that will update your config. So
Okay.
now you are configured and ready to deploy at some point, but in dev, you can just treat this like a regular old serverless function.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So let's load things up again. All right. Oh, Jen says Jen Junode said she's stoked to check out this stream. So
Nice.
thanks. And I just closed. Well, I don't know. I have no idea why I just closed the dev server. What's the default port for it?
3000. I know that Arc
Okay.
does like the mini website, and it's like it's
Yeah.
useful
Yeah.
half the time and just annoying the other
Yeah.
half of the time. I might
Yeah,
turn it
because
off.
I always pull it in, and yeah, I know what you mean. And sometimes I'm trying to resize my windows, and because it's like considered like a moldable, I guess you can't resize it, and it's but yeah,
Yeah.
I think I might do the same thing as you and turn it off. All right, cool. So we're back here, and then we want to just hit the page now. They did switch for people who are interested in Arc. They have a dev mode now. I'm still kind of
We're
getting
just
used
plugging
to
Arc
it.
this whole time.
Yeah, yeah. We don't work at Arc, but we like it.
It's pretty
Cool.
cool.
All right, photo. So we can literally put anything here, and it should. Okay, cool. So
Yep.
nothing's gonna render. We don't have any markup, but let's check the server logs. So okay, so we got a huge chunk of text here. Okay, so we got the photo. Okay, sorry, here it is. This is because we got a few before. All right, so we got a copyright, a date, an explainer, title, and then the URL. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And I like to use HD URL if it's available. Fall back to URL if it isn't. HD just means like you can actually scale it up and it'll look nice.
okay, I don't. Oh, HD, I see it. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's just one word.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we can put an image tag in here, but in terms of we're in a route now. What is this using for like the template? Like, is there like a main and like an HTML already there?
So there is nothing. Every page is an
Okay.
independent HTML document, top to bottom. So you could do
Okay.
open bracket layout to auto import the layout that our homepage was using.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we can do that. Okay.
Yeah.
And all right. Yeah, sure. Thank you, Copilot. It's okay. I don't mind that Copilot's driving. Hey, except they forgot accessibility. Let's add a
Yeah.
photo title in there. This is
Yep.
I don't know, because side note, but a lot of people have been talking about like GPT chat and just AI in general
Yep.
lately. Honestly, I feel like it'll probably get rid of some jobs, but I think overall it's just gonna help us to just build more things quicker. I'm not too stressed right now, unless like some Terminator shows up at my office door, then I think I'll be okay. But
Until
all
then.
right, yeah. Until then, okay,
Until
cool.
then. But
So
yeah. Oh,
okay,
and
so the
that's our
layout's in.
that's type checking actually. So layout expects a title prop that
Okay,
will set like the browser header title.
okay, gotcha. All right, so we'll just put that to the same thing, which is the photo title. I probably could have destructured this whole thing, but okay, let's
If it
save that.
works.
Yeah, that's nice though. I like to. That's nice seeing the type checking. It's. I think that's the first time I've seen type checking of JSX in a non-React or Preact context. So that's kind of neat. Cool.
Yeah. And I believe we type check like cross framework if you're using a like a React component in here. Right now we're just all Astro all the time.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. So this, oh, that, like you said, let's put in the HD one, right? If it's available.
Well, that looks pretty HD, but yeah.
Yeah.
It always
So,
depends on like what date you choose. Like if you choose 2007, you need it. If you choose a recent one, you don't.
okay, gotcha. All right, let's refresh that.
And now
That
that's
one definitely.
really high def. Oh my.
Yeah, that's like
Maybe
wow.
that's too high def.
That's like this photo could
Dang.
kill the it could kill the stream. This photo.
That's a tough one. We do have an
Yeah.
image component if we want to try, but I always know for remote URLs, it's a little, it might be some setup. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Okay.
So
Okay. Gotcha.
let's just use regular URL then so we don't destroy the internet.
Yeah. No. Uh, Side note: I did get fiber internet yesterday, so I guess good timing. It knew I was going to be streaming a HD photo.
Nice.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're back here. Let me put us back to 100%. Okay, cool. All right, so that was pretty quick to get up and running. I like, at least from the server side aspect of things. I know it's a little different probably once you hit the client side, but the fact that I didn't have to have any functions. I mean, we can obviously break this up and have like some
Mm-hmm.
utility function and so on, but I like I like the ease of just I'm in the one file and I can literally do everything. I can obviously tweak later, but this is just nice. There's no function. There's no life cycle that's visible. Basically, is what I'm getting at.
Right. Yeah. And you can do it at any level, which is another thing that I really like. Like in Next.js, if you're doing server stuff, it's just all in that big server side props. And then you got a prop drill
Yeah,
all the way down. But in
yeah.
Astro, like you can do like a fetch 3 components deep, a fetch 5 components deep, and just keep on trucking down. So
Okay,
it's like
gotcha.
PHP again, is the comparison I hear
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah. Everybody's well. It is kind of like a lot in the style. Well, PHP. Like people always make PHP jokes, but I used to work in PHP and WordPress like a long time ago. But it was good, and I don't know. It's like nowadays, like there's so much tooling, and I think it's amazing. Honestly, like I think it's a great time to be a web dev, but at the same time, I understand why people get overwhelmed, especially somebody coming into this space. It's like you're using
Yeah.
Vite, Webpack, TurboPack, blah blah blah. It's like it's like too much choice. Um,
Oh,
but
totally.
but I like this. This kind of comes back to simplicity. We're just in one page doing everything, and I yeah I'm not really sure why PHP got a lot of hate because like I mean maybe before like PHP 4 it wasn't that great. I don't know. I only started using it in PHP 4, but anyways, little side note. Cool.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
So
what can we do?
okay. So well, I guess we could deploy this first, just to get
Oh,
things
sure.
going here, just so if folks want to check it out.
Yeah, I'm always guilty of doing it at the very end of the stream. Something goes wrong and I have to end without a thing deployed. It's like, oh man, should have started.
Yeah. Well, one thing
Yeah.
I'm terrible at is like, because normally when I commit stuff, like I'll do it like, okay, added the Netlify adapter or whatever, but when I'm streaming, I forget to do that, so it's like basically just one commit, which is not a big deal, honestly, but
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And I don't think we actually built because that was so fast.
Oh yeah, wait, and it should be that should have built.
Oh, really? I've run into this before where it didn't have the right base URL. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing in there, apparently. If you try running pm build and then Netlify deploy, just to double check.
Yeah.
The other issue could be you need to say that it's the dist folder, and it didn't pick that up for some reason.
Oh, we didn't specify anything in the Netlify toml. Did it generate? Oh, we don't have a Netlify toml. That's why.
Yeah, I thought it would figure it out, though, because Astro is like a sort of first-class thing.
Yeah, it should, because yeah, we can do one for now, but I always forget. This should be, is it publish? What the heck is it? I gotta open up one of my other projects. Just one sec. Yeah, because there's actually, we have this it's open source, but there's this framework projects, and that's where we have defaults for frameworks and stuff, like and so maybe there's something wonky going on in there. I can take a note to check that out after. Whoops.
Yeah, I'm curious if you do Netlify deploy now, it will work, because it didn't struggle to find the build folder, it just didn't build.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't see it run anything, so let me delete the toml for a sec. I didn't even save it, so never mind. Don't say
it put it at like the root of your computer. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'll just do deploy, and we should see something happen now, because it didn't push anything up before. Okay, published directory is dist, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so there's
there we
some
go.
default.
We got a function.
Cool. So there might be some defaults that aren't present. Let me just take a quick note of that, because I've done some updates recently. Like there was changes to Vite and like SvelteKit and Quick, which is another one. Check framework info for Astro, and yeah. So the default, unless they change it, it's the dist folder, right? And
yep.
Okay, and it should be calling astro.build. I'm not sure why it's not doing that, but cool. I'll check that out after. Cool. So we got this up here now. That should give us something. Yeah, there we go. Okay,
yeah.
If we go to there we go. So
we'll get our photo. And I think if you no, it'll be the same photo because it's still today.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Okay, cool. All right, so that's up. We're all good there. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, I guess what else can we do now? And I didn't check, but so that deployed by default with an edge function, or did it do just a regular?
That is serverless, but you can switch to edge pretty easily in the astro.config.
Okay, so let's check that out. Just for folks, astro.config. Okay.
And where it says functions there, I think you can, in the import on line 4, if you change that to edge-functions, that will just import a different adapter.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And it should pull it in. Like I don't need to install that, right? It's still got the whole, it's all in the, okay. So let's just do an Astro build again. So pnpx build. And let's do a deploy again. Yes, this. Yeah, I think there's some defaults missing because that's why it's prompting.
Maybe so.
Okay, so let's see. Did it?
We got one function still, so that's a good sign.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we're good.
And oh no.
Okay, well, I'm not going to dwell on this too much right now because this is just a deploy thing, and if there's something I need to look into, I'll look into that after. But let's kind of continue on with Astro here. Cool.
Oof.
So, oof, what? Oh, because we got to get it to the edge. Is that why? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got to be on the edge.
Yeah, yeah,
But
that's true.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
we
yeah.
can be on the edge locally.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And that's even closer because it's like literally in front of me.
That's
So
right in
that
front of it. Works fine on
you
my
can't get any
machine.
closer.
Why
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
mom run PM build? It's it's not that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the first thing that I would do now is like, well, we've got like today's rendering, but if we want to like pluck off the ID and pass it as a query param, we could totally
Okay.
do that inside of that NASA API URL.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. So, where would we put that as a query param? Is it just the date, or it's just ampersand ID? I guess.
Yeah, it's just and date
Oh, sorry,
equals.
date. Okay, okay, and then let's just
That's it's a good choice.
yeah, yeah.
Inside of here, you can do capital Astro, like capital
Okay.
A, or sorry, just
Oh,
capital
okay.
A.
Oh yeah.
This
Sorry.
is the Astro Global that gives you access to a few things. And Copilot's learning us. That's cool. But
Yeah.
it
Okay.
would be astro.params.date,
Okay.
not dot request. Not dot request.
Yeah, yeah. So close, Go Pilot. So close.
You almost had
Okay.
it.
Okay.
There is a dot
And
request though, if you need to like pluck off other things. But if
okay.
you're just getting like the framework specific params, which is bracket thing, Astro params gives you access to that. And it's actually
Okay.
.id, come to think of it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So now, basically, and I guess we could do a fallback to say if it's not a date, and we can't find photo or whatever. But let's just try this with an actual date. So let's do let's start this
Oh, and I
back up
think you
again.
forgot the $sign there to actually like insert it.
Good call. I can't tell you how many times I've done that because you don't get a type error. It's just string.
It's just a string.
So, yeah.
Yep. Look for the nice highlighting.
Cool. So let's start this up again. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Framework 3000. Yes. Interesting. Where did our CSS go?
Oh gosh, what's going on? I only run PMPM dev. I don't normally. Oh boy.
Oh, what did I run?
We're on the docs page.
Oh yeah. Okay, sure. Well, whatever. PMPM dev.
It'll be the same experience roughly because we don't actually use like the .netlify folder locally.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Let's just go back here. Oh no, I'm in the right place. Okay. Cool. So it's not going to render a photo, obviously, because, well, there's probably markup if we view the page source. Yeah, so the H1's empty because it didn't find anything for that particular date. And let me zoom that in. Sorry, folks. So just to show it's still server-side rendering, but we're not seeing anything because it didn't find anything. And also, if you've never seen view source, right-click on a page. It's not the same thing as inspect in the DevTools. Cool. All right, so let's go to an actual date. So I guess 2020, 09, 01. I have no idea what's going on there. All right.
Something. Now, an annoying thing about NASA, sometimes it returns a video, even though it's called photo of the day. I discovered that by testing random dates. And I was like, oh, come on, really? A photo's not a... Yeah, there's one. But cool. You also like might have a switch case for like show a video player if it's a video. It just depends on what you want to do. I think it's a YouTube embed if you care about that. But yeah, there's like a special type field. But yeah, if you go to a date like this, you'll get it.
Okay, cool. So that's nice. So we got some, again, I just find it's so quick doing this. Like we switch that up pretty quickly, and then all of a sudden we can just start loading any page here. And like if we were the actual NASA site, like we could either statically or SSR these and like cache them, and then you could basically crawl all your images and then just have all your pages up there.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah. Let's actually put a cache header on this right now, just for fun.
All right. So for cache headers, where do we go and do that in an Astro file?
Yeah. So the Astro Global gives you access to both the request object, which is whatever's coming in, and the Astro
Okay.
Response if you want to append stuff to it. So if you did
Okay.
like astro.response dot headers, I believe, yeah. And then,
Okay.
oh my God, let's go. I'd probably put like a
Copilot.
bigger number or something, but
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Let's go 7,200 or whatever. Or
That's good.
what's the big one? Whatever. 10,000. I'm
It's
feeling
like
it.
oh, I have like a big cache constant that I cart around with all my projects because sometimes you just
Yeah.
want to cache it like it's a static asset. And I
Okay.
also learned about S max age, which like caches CDN level. But since
Yeah.
this is just a photo, might as well
Yeah.
just use public cache.
Cool. So I'm gonna reload the page with the network open here, and we'll just take a peek at what happened here. We just want the actual page, so let's just go to doc, and let's open this up. I can't believe it's already 2 o'clock. Wow, time flies.
I know.
Um, no, that just means things. It's always a good time, good conversations. Okay, so we can see here that I'll zoom this in a bit. We can see that that page got rendered, and now we have the cache control header that we just set there with a max age of 10,000. That's seconds, right? I believe, or is it days? I can't remember.
That is seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Cool. So again, this is just getting back to simplicity. Like that was very easy to do. I haven't felt a huge cognitive load on anything you're trying to explain to me yet, which is great.
That's good.
Okay, so we got that all there. We'll definitely get it up to the edge. I'll mess around with that as we get closer to the end, just to see about the deploy. Um, okay, so we haven't even brought in another, not another framework, but we haven't brought in like a framework. I know when we did Slinkity, which is a project you worked on. I think we did it with Svelte because you just wanted to try it out. So
I just wanted to. Yeah. Now I'm
yeah.
on the solid train. It's just flavor of the month. Astro
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not good about like wanting to try all the ice cream flavors. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
just roll with it. But
No,
yeah,
no, it's
this
all good.
happens on streams where it's like we haven't found a reason for client components. We just haven't used one, which means
Yeah,
yeah, we've made a very performant site. We didn't use more than we needed to. But
yeah.
uh,
Well,
what could be
well,
interactive?
well, I'm wondering if we could pull in something because I know, speaking of islands architecture, which we kind of touched on very briefly when I was talking about Dev 2, you were talking about client directives. I imagine island or something along those lines is what allows you to have like that laser focused snippet of JS that just loads up with your component. Okay.
Yeah. The client directive is like the way to engage client side interactivity if you're using
Okay.
React, Vue, Svelte, etc. So we could add one. I don't know what it would do other than be like a
Okay.
demo little component, but we totally
Yeah.
could.
We could we won't save it to a database or anything, but we could just have a like counter, like just like, hey, I like this photo. I don't
I'm
know.
into that. Let's do it.
Cool. Okay, so can you create island components with Astro files, or does it have to be a framework you bring in?
You bring in a framework for that sort of stuff. Yeah. You can just put
Okay.
like a script tag on this page and start doing that. Might actually be fine
Okay.
for a like button. But for the
Yeah.
sake of demoing islands, we can totally
Yeah.
add like preact, for example, with Astro
For
add preact.
okay. Oh, PNPX. Sorry. Yeah, I'm a big
PNPM
fan
might
of
work
Preact.
too. I don't know.
Okay.
I've seen every framework doc documents it PNPM differently, and it
Okay.
keeps changing.
Gotcha.
Because it has to reinstall Astro for no good reason. It's like, oh, why'd you do that?
It's all good. It's all good. Oh, I've been neglecting the chat. I think there's a bit of chatter going on. Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, Demetrius? Sorry, man.
What's
I was in the
up?
wrong tab. I was on my Twitter tab checking there instead. But yeah, good to see you, man. Uh, yeah, Dom put out a cool post recently about I think it's called Polyscale, so you can use like a Postgres database on the edge. It sounded pretty interesting because that you know
Whoa.
you know the thing with the edge, like it's great that you can put your app up there, but if you know you're hitting US East 1 for your database, not so good. So yeah, I forget. Well, if you have the link, Demetrius, feel free to drop it. Okay, cool. So,
Nice.
oh wait, let's see here. I did not. Yes, let's continue.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so it's installing Preact as well as an Astro Preact. Is that a Astro Preact adapter of sorts, or?
Yep, and that's what's being wired up right there. It'll also update your TypeScript, so you don't have to worry about that. So
Okay.
now you can just make a TSX file or a JSX file anywhere you want, really, as long as it's not in Pages, because then it'll try to make a route out of it.
Okay. All right, gotcha. So okay, that's up and running. Good. Cool. So in components, like you said, right? So now at this point, should it be a .jsx file or .js, or does it not matter?
I think you have to have the X on the end. It's been a long time since I've done that, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
like
no, you're
using
right.
JS instead of JSX.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
think you have. I'm pretty sure you have to. It's related to Vite or ES build. I think that they need it to. All right, so let's just go.
It makes sense.
I'm gonna call this the liker component,
I like it.
and we'll do TSX.
Sure.
Cool. All right, so I'll just keep this simple. Let's do H2. Like this photo, or you know what? Let's just make a button. What am I saying?
Yeah. And where's your wrapper function? What are you doing?
Yeah. What are you doing? It's. I got Astro files on the brain.
I know. If only.
Yeah. Okay. Are they supposed to be default exports in here, or named exports, or doesn't matter? Okay.
Or well, you can do either one.
Okay. I'll stick to. I prefer named exports myself, but you know I just live by the lint rules in my projects.
Understood.
Cool. All right. Liker.
Yep.
Cool. And let's return button. Like. There. Am I missing?
Yeah, and just change const to function, and you should be good.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't do like the default with the const, so it's like I should be using named exports.
All right, and so let's add a counter in here. So let's do const. Oh yeah, sure. Thank you, Copilot. But except it's going to be a count. Okay, and then on click we could do like just a liked plus or man, I've been in too many frameworks lately. Let's do. We don't need this.
Set liked, blah blah blah.
Yeah, no, it's like there's so many different ways to do things. But,
there's so many ways.
Okay, cool. And we need to import stuff. Obviously, we're not an Astro file now, so just regular imports, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so use
state from Preact / hooks.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. And you might need to restart your language server. Your TypeScript's up to date, but it's saying like, no, that's not real. I think it's the TS language server. You can also close the file.
Oh yeah.
I've dealt with this before.
Yeah, it could be that.
Come on. We even update the config for you, but there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, and then let's just show the count here. I'll put it outside, actually. Sorry, just so it's whatever. I'll just put it in here for now. It's just gonna make the button go a little wonky, but okay. So we've got a component. So this is, yeah. Take care, Tony. Yeah. So this is just straight up Preact here right now. So just if you've done React, this is pretty much you should be familiar with this or Preact. So now we want to bring this into the Astro page, right? Or sorry, into our Astro file here.
Yep.
Okay.
So it should be as simple as just, start typing liked or liker. Yeah. And it will auto import that. And by default, this will have no JavaScript. So you can add a client directive to make sure the like button does something.
Okay. So, Okay, client. Okay, thank you, IntelliSense. Thank you, amazing tooling from Erica. Is it you said?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got a few options here. Is it client only then? Is that what Island is, or?
So only will avoid server rendering. The rest of these will server render it as well. So
Okay.
client load is kind of like your default of just load it as soon as you can. And
Okay.
idle will wait for the browser tab to be a little less active. So it's for less important resources, maybe wait for analytics, then do my thing.
Okay.
Visible is wait for it to scroll. So if you had a really big image of a moon, you could wait or something like that. But
Okay.
load's like the one that I usually reach for if I don't have a preference.
Okay. And I guess the one where it's visible, do you use something like intersection observer or something to detect when things are in? Okay, that's cool. That's
That's it.
that's a nice UX touch there, I think, cool. So we've got this, and I shouldn't have to restart the server, I imagine. So let's just reload this. Oh, it's over here. Of course, I didn't style it, but let me zoom that in for folks. So
It's got charm.
all right, so there we
And
go.
there it goes.
And okay, and obviously this is only going to load that JavaScript on that page and for that particular component. So we're not pulling in like, I don't know. I guess it literally just, how does that work exactly? Do you have like a specific syntax on the client side, or do you somehow just know like, okay, it's got a client directive, so whatever JS is there, just add it to a bundle of whatever else is going to be on that page? Okay.
Yep, that's all it's going to do. Just page by page. If you use client visible, it's going to wait to load that bundle until later. But otherwise,
Okay.
it'll like add a preload tag and wait for the page to mount and then put it on.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so let's just add some style here real quick. And the layout is that a div, or what is that? Or actually, I don't know what let's just do here. Let's just.
Oh yeah, you can put the style tag at the base and it'll totally work.
Okay.
But yeah, if you like command click into layout, I believe it's just a body tag wrapping around everything.
Okay, I'll just do this here.
Style that div.
Yeah, flex direction column.
That's
exactly
one
what I
option.
wanted.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, cool.
It should look the same. If you do like gap the 2rem or something.
Oh, I didn't save it.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with that.
That happens to me sometimes. I don't
there you
think
go.
that's an Astro thing. I think that's a sometimes in VS Code. Yeah, let's add a gap. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's still the thing not saving. Wild.
Yeah.
I've seen that in mono repos for sure, just because there's so much. But that's surprising that's in here.
It's definitely not an Astro thing, because this has happened to me a few times in VS Code, and I think it's related to the linter dying or something. So anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we got this working. We've got some islands in here, or island, I should say. Okay, cool. I know we're gonna deploy this to the edge, or I will attempt it because I'm not sure what I did before. That's not working, but we got about 18 minutes if we do we started a little late, but just to be respectful of your time, 2:30. Is there some other interesting things about? I mean, there's a ton of interesting things about Astro, I'm sure, but I guess is there some other go-to things that you love demoing, or maybe stuff that's newer that folks might not have seen?
Yeah. Well, the thing I've been working on for the past 2 months has been around like markdown and content, which we haven't checked out at all. So if you want to install a preview release of something, this is a preview. This is like pre-experimental flag. But if we want to have some fun with it, we can. It's probably not a 17-minute thing. Come to think of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So let me think. Let's just stick with Markdown and MDX instead of doing that. If we had like a full hour or something, I might do it. But hey, it's not even ready yet. So another thing that, no problem. But what we haven't touched on yet is like the Markdown and MDX story, which is like so simple. It's not even like something you have to think about. But out of the box, Astro supports Markdown, and we also support MDX with any component framework you could want. So if you wanted to make like an about page, or maybe something that has like an input box to type a date, and then it takes you to the page with that date, that could be a cool thing.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a question from Anthony in the chat. I don't know if he's just egging you on or not, but he's curious, how do I use Solid Start Next as micro front ends in Astro?
You better be egging, because I don't. Good question. I guess you can install the Solid Start plugin as a Vite plugin. It's really interesting because both Astro and Solid use Vite, so you can technically use them together. I don't know what's going to implode, because Solid Start doesn't have routing opinions. You might actually be able to take like that wildcard ID and just mount a solid SPA inside of that. And then every route that goes to that page is just going to mount a Solid Start SPA. You can. That's the cool thing about Astro. It's kind of one level higher, where like in most frameworks, you have one HTML file and then you're modifying it from there. In Astro, you're making a bunch of HTML files. Every page is going to render its own document. And one document could render a SPA. One document could render Next.js. One route could just render some Markdown. It all really depends. So it's moving the abstraction like one level higher. So yes, technically, you can put a micro Solid Start somewhere. I don't know what'll break, but you could try it.
So that's a yes with a YOLO.
That's a yes.
Let us know how it goes, Anthony.
Send us a deploy URL. Just next 10 minutes.
Cool. Yeah. I just want to give a shout out. Brandon Roberts just joined up. Going to be streaming with him in the new year. Nice. He's also on Twitch. He's been streaming on Twitch too, so give him a follow if you haven't. Okay, cool. So I know I like your idea of let's just put a native date picker and then maybe pull out the date out of there, and then it can redirect to like the page or something. Yeah,
literally that. So just to make it spicy, let's turn our homepage into an MDX file, just for fun. Let's just try it. And you will need to install the integration, but you can just like change the file extension to .mdx.
Yeah. All right, here we go. This changes everything. Let's do this.
This changes everything.
Yeah, just trying
to now. Yeah, so you can do like try PNPM Astro add MDX.
Yeah. Not ass. I'm not adding Astro ass. That's trying to keep the stream clean, but anyways.
There's only one S in Astro. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that works. Okay, you can just do that so it doesn't reinstall Astro. I'm gonna remember that.
Okay.
But yeah. Or wait a minute. That's a little weird.
Oh, wait.
Hit continue.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Cool.
That's just me staring at the prompt, even when it's telling me to press something. Okay, cool.
No, I was reading it because I didn't know PNPM add was a way you could install things. But all right, there you go. Okay. You can now use MDX if you want to. And you will need to edit that component just a little. Just a little. So in MDX, they don't do the triple dashes for imports. So you can just delete them. And the rest of this file stays the same. I'm pretty sure. The styles probably won't work because MDX doesn't do style tags. It's pure JSX, whatever. But for the MDX enthusiast, you can make an MDX page. If you want to host a blog and your blog is full of MDX files, you can just do this. And now our homepage is built with MDX.
Okay. And I guess you could, in terms of the styling, if it doesn't support it, you could always have a wrapper component or layout that just handles whatever you put in there. And that's the way to get around it, I guess, or
Yeah, you'd probably have a wrapper. You'd probably, if you're using Tailwind, you can just throw a bunch of Tailwind classes on there, whatever you're looking to do.
Gotcha. All right, cool. So, we're there. We're loaded up again, but let's go back to the home page and
all right. So I was a little worried that maybe this is invalid stuff on the page because I don't even know what's on this page really. So let's just delete the contents of the page and start writing from scratch.
All right, there we go.
So let me show off how you could do a little markdown here. So you could do a We can use the layout component. Yeah. So you
Okay.
could just do like brackets layout and then set the title as we had it before
Oh, okay.
to just something. Or no, not brackets. Sorry. Alligators. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same way
okay,
you
yeah.
normally do components.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say
There's
I thought
many
it
names. I've
MDX
heard
meant
square
JSX.
boys and curly boys and
Yeah,
angle
Jason Langsdorff
boys.
uses curly boys, I know.
I think that was a Cassie Evans thing, if I have the
All
history
right.
right. I don't know. So we
And
got
this
the
needs a
layout,
title.
and now because we're in Markdown, you could just do like hashtag hello world to make like a heading, like
Okay, yeah,
that,
yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. All right.
and
And you
remove
can
the
mix it,
indent.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right, gotcha. Okay, so then we're just in regular Markdown now. Okay, so then I can obviously mix it with, since it supports JSX, I could put a form and an input, right?
It should work. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
cool.
something. Sure.
Yeah, Copilot's going a little too fast here for me, but that's all good.
Yeah, I
But
know. It's a
submit.
form.
Yeah, all right, let's put this to type date. Let's give it a label. Da-da, and then let's just do that. All right, and it doesn't support JSX like you said. Sorry, styling. But can you put inline style or
Oh,
no?
yeah, sure.
Okay,
I
I'll
think
just
you
do
need to
that
do
for
like
now.
the double curlies the same way you do in JSX. So a little
Okay,
more spicy.
and does this have to be class name in MDX or is class
Oh,
okay?
make it style since we're doing
Oh yeah,
inline
oh yes.
styles. But
Sorry, style.
you do
Yeah.
not. You can just do class.
Okay. Cool. So let's just keep this simple. Display flex, flex direction, again, column.
I think you have to use capital D instead of a dash.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's
And
the
quotes around the flex
JS
and the
version.
column. I'm demoing like every language, so people probably have just like a ton of whiplash. Like, stop it.
Yeah,
Stick
yeah,
with one.
yeah. Yeah, so that should be a string. Yeah. No, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, and that doesn't, this has to be commas and this has to be string. Yeah, this
I'm
reminds me of like,
multilingual. What I mean, we're all multilingual here. Like I'm
yeah,
sure at
and
Netlify, you just know everything,
definitely don't know everything, but
or you have to
I
be
remember,
aware of everything.
yeah, I remember when I used to do .NET and then I was doing JavaScript, I would constantly mix up C# and JavaScript, and because there's a
Ooh.
var, you can use var in C# for a while now, and like sometimes I'd be
Oh.
staring at a screen like, why is this not compiling or why is it not working? And it's like, oh, it's because I'm writing JavaScript instead of C#. Or anyways, okay, so we got style, display flex, flex direction, gap, blah blah blah. We got label date. Okay, so on change here, I guess. And
Oh, you can't do client side stuff.
okay,
So we would
we can
have
look
to
up a
like make a
script.
component and do some wildness. So
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I'm realizing this will get very complicated if we
Well,
do it in the raw. We can just do like a form action and actually like parse the data and do it like the how the
okay,
pioneers did it if we
okay.
want to do it that way. It also might be easier to just make a JSX component with this form and just move it all over there.
Yeah, let's just do that. All
Let's just do
right.
that.
The date form. All right. Okay,
The
that's
date
good
form.
there. And let's come over here. The date form.tsx. All right, so let's do export default. The date form. Not that it matters what you call it, and I should call it function. And let's just return this. All right, form, what's it not liking? Oh yeah, thank you for telling me I shouldn't use inline styles, but
Oh,
for
it's
now I'm
just
gonna go.
upset. All right. You can use CSS
Yeah.
modules. You can go crazy. But
Okay.
we'll
All right.
keep
So now
it.
we can put a on change here now,
Yeah.
and then let's just do this, and let's do event. So I'm just typing fast here. It's kind of fun. So const, we want, it's the
We're gonna see if
value.
Copilot just takes us there.
It should be event.target, and we want, I think we can do const date
I don't know how the
equals
date
value
input works. Is it just
value
dot
dot.
date?
Yeah. Well, let's just see it. Let's just let's put a debugger. Sure. Cool.
Ooh.
And we might go over a few minutes. Is that okay with you, Ben? Or we're not gonna stay
Let's
on
see
for
what we
like
can
a.
get. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's do this. That's all good. Yes, I know value's not used, but console, not console.log.
Yeah, and I just removed the debugger. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oreo.
Yeah, whatever. It's all good. Okay, value. I don't know why it's not saying it's not used. Value. Oh yeah, that's okay. As I gotta cast it. It's not.
Oh
It's
boy. It doesn't
no.
know
It's
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 a
be, it's
date
because I'm
input.
not you. It's because I'm not specifying the type of event. It should
Oh, if you
normally
use
does.
current target, it will infer the type, I
Okay.
believe. I've been here before.
Yeah, because when I've been doing
Sorry,
types
event
before.
dot current target.
Yeah. Sorry, that's me. That's my bad. Event current target. Let's get rid of all this. Yeah, you're right. Cool. And I know you can do like a value to date or something, but anyways, let's just save this. So gotta close the form here.
Yeah. And
Okay,
import
so
at the
we're good.
top, and it should be all right.
Oh yeah, that's right. .ts. Oh, I don't need the tsx. What am I saying? We should be good. What's missing? Oh,
Oh, you have the
never mind.
brackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough when you're like editing multiple. And it's like, oh yeah, you want everything.
It's all good. It's fun doing it under the gun like this. There we go. Cool.
Aha.
So let's open up
My
the
document.
dev tool. All right, and let's go to the console, and we'll just see what it gives us for the date.
Nice.
Oh, weird! It didn't change. The on change didn't fire.
Try on input.
Oh yeah, it's pre-act. Sorry. Yeah, on input.
Well, I don't. On change is just a weird one. I get very sporadic behavior with it. So yeah, I'd just go on input. Oh, and we didn't hydrate it. So if you go back to MDX, add client load. There you go. We are considering like having a client none and make client like a very required thing because we want you to answer the question of like, do I need this? There it is.
Okay, so there we go. We got the date. So now normally we don't need to redirect like this, but we will do it just for this example. So we're just gonna do location .href, and it's just gonna be date. We're passing a query string now, are we?
I think you can just go to /value and you're good.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, we didn't have a query param. Sorry. Cool. All right, let's try this, and it's 227. Let's moment of truth here.
Oh man.
All right.
Oh, look at that. Very nice.
Hey, what's up, Croucher? Thanks. Yeah, no, that was fun. I like being under pressure like this. It makes it more exciting.
It's pretty hype.
Yeah.
And I snuck in an MDX demo to boot just for fun.
Yeah, there we go. We're doing all kinds of things. All right, so that's pretty awesome. So yeah, we're almost at time here. So let's kind of recap some of the stuff we did here. I'm not gonna have time to deploy it, I don't think, but I will deploy it later. It'll be at the same URL, I believe, but I'll tweet it out later, anyways. Yeah, so we learn a bit about Astro. We learn about the client directives. We use the client : load one, which you said, is that the default one? You said that's typically used?
Yeah, it's just load it when you can. And you can get more specific from there.
Yeah, okay, cool. And yeah, we did some page routing. So we're using a familiar style of page routing with just using the square brackets and like some name. and then we pulled in that value in there. Like if we look in here at the top, we're just reading the params and we're getting the ID from the route. Then we were fetching through the NASA API just some dynamic data. We also took a peek at the Astro setting cache headers or any headers if you want. And then we brought in Preact to tie into the client load there. So to reiterate, if you want to do any kind of island stuff, you need to bring in a framework, right? A client-side framework at least. Okay,
Yep.
cool. Yeah, and then we got spicy. We went all in on MDX, which and again, super easy to do through the Astro CLI. You know, just Astro add something something. So that was pretty cool. And then yeah, we got that form in which client side redirected by pulling in some data and got us to render what we have here, which is the M16, a star forming pillar from web. Whoever that is.
The World Wide Web.
I'm going to give it a like, maybe 2.
Nice.
Cool. Awesome. So we're literally at time.
We crushed it. That was great.
Yeah. No, that was a lot of fun. Appreciate you coming on, Ben. I know you got a lot of stuff on the go. I'm going to drop a bunch of links for you again here. So definitely Ben's all over the place on the web. I highly encourage you to check out his website, wtw.dev. There's lots of shorts. You post them on Twitter as well as YouTube shorts, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get everyone to go to that YouTube. So smash that subscribe. We got long form stuff coming, all sorts.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I dropped the YouTube there too. If you like to toot, he's on Mastodon as well. But yeah, again, I'll say it like I said at the beginning. I'm loving the whiteboard web content. It's a perfect bite-sized format of very useful information. So definitely check those out. Check out Astro, obviously. And yeah, I think we're at time. Anything you want to say before we? Sorry, I got a bit of adrenaline from that super fast coding.
That was crazy. Yeah, it's going to have a bot to like send out the links too. I need to learn some streaming stuff from yourself as I try to go into guest things. But I don't really have anything else to say. Keep tooting, keep web developing, and try Astro. It's pretty good.
Cool. I'm just gonna drop one more thing before we go, which is the schedule. I've got 2 more streams this year. Hanging out with Todd Libby next Wednesday. He's an accessibility expert. And I'm also going to be hanging with Jessica Wilkins on Friday, which will be the last stream for the year because then I'm going into holiday mode. Jessica Wilkins works at this.lab. She's a musician, all kinds of cool stuff. Really looking forward to that conversation. So take care, everybody. Thanks to everybody in the chat today. Thanks for the new subscribes, and we'll see you all next week.